Today, I'm going to show you a pocket operator retrigger trick.
Freebie.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Freebeat, where I post new music-related content every single day, so if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Today's patron shout-out goes to Calvin Goring. Thank you so very much for the support. Let's get started. So today I'm going to be showing you a trick using the retrigger function on most pocket operators. Unfortunately, I don't believe that the PO14 sub nor the PO16 factory feature the retrigger function, so this video will not apply to those two pocket operators, but it should work with all of the rest of them. Now, if you don't know what the retrigger function is on the pocket operators, it's pretty simple. Basically, well, let's make a simple beat here. Here's our basic groove. What the retrigger function does is allows you to take a sound on any step, and on that step, double the sound, quadruple the sound, sextuple the sound, or octuple it, I believe, the amount of times that it's played to create kind of a ratchet effect. So let's take this hi-hat. Let's take the hi-hat right here at the beginning, and let's go ahead and use the retrigger function. All you have to do to use it is pick the sound you want to do, turn on write mode, find the step you want to use. We'll do this one right here. Hold it down, and then tap BPM. You'll see T2, T3, T4, T6, and T8. Oh, okay, so you can do it 3 times too. Let's just do it twice, and have a listen. You hear how it double hits right there? That's actually tighter resolution-wise than we can see on the grid. And we can hold it down and tap BPM again. Let's tap it another time, go to 4. They're so fast you can hardly hear them. Let's do another one right here. I'm going to tighten it up. There you go. There's a brief explanation of retrigger and how to use it. Now, the trick I'm going to show you today is what I use when I want to give the illusion of a much longer pattern when working with a pocket operator. So let me give you an example. I'm going to make an 8-bar phrase using only 3 of the patterns on this PO. We're going to go pattern 9, pattern 10, pattern 9 again, and pattern 11. Here we go. Let's hear it again, and this time I'm going to count through it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4. That's an 8-measure phrase using only 3 of our 16 available patterns. So how did I pull that off? Well, first of all, we have the tempo set very, very slow. We have it set to, I believe, 80 BPM. However, I was counting the quarter notes as if the tempo was doubled. That would be 160 BPM. And that's actually a pretty common tempo for beats of that nature. I also, of course, used pattern 9 twice, kind of as the reset pattern. So we went pattern 9, then pattern 10, then back to pattern 9, and then pattern 11, otherwise known as an ABAC pattern chain. This gives a really nice sense of kind of question and answer, where pattern 9 is the constant, pattern 10 is the question, back to pattern 9 to reestablish the constant, and then pattern 11 is our answer. Pattern 9. Here's the question. Pattern 9 again. Here's the answer. As you can hear, I sort of made a little fill just with all those bass drum hits at the end. So why am I telling you all this? Well, because it's important that you understand the structure of these 3 patterns first before we talk about what really sells the whole thing as an 8-measure phrase. It's these hi-hats on all 3 of our patterns right here on step 3. Have a listen. Hear how that is doubled right there? Now, of course, that's deeper than we can go on the sequencer grid because all of these filled in are just the So how did I get? I used the retrigger function. You see, you don't have to use the retrigger function just for making those cool ratchet effects. At slower tempos, it can actually act as diving into the grid a little deeper and giving you access to 16ths and 30 seconds at the slower tempo we're at, if we sequence like we're at a faster tempo. Hopefully that makes sense. You might have to go back and watch this a couple times just to really grasp what I'm doing here. But basically, I'm setting the tempo to 80 BPM, thinking in my head like I'm sequencing at 160 BPM, and then using the retrigger function to access, more or less, 16ths if I need them. This is what really sells it as an 8-measure phrase. You can also hear that I've got a bit of an open hi-hat at the last step right here. So I've talked a lot. Let's actually do some showing. So I'm going to go down to a blank pattern, pattern 13. I'm going to keep the tempo the same at 80, but in my head, I'm pretending that I'm sequencing at 160. So when we count through these notes now, normally here at Freebeat, we go 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and... But essentially, we're going to be treating this one measure as two measures. So these all become eighth notes instead of 16ths. We access the 16ths when we need them with the retrigger. So instead, we're going to count like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? Our first measure is going to be doom doom gagoon. Just like that. Doom doom gagoon. So we're going to go 1 off, 2 and off and. Just like this. Let's get a snare drum now. I'm going to put it right on the downbeat of our technically third beat, because we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's get some hats up in there as well. I'm going to go eighth notes across the way. We need one more snare drum now. We're going to put it right here on the and of our fourth beat, otherwise known as pad 8. And I put it there because it's what's going to act as the turnaround into our next measure, so to speak, the second half of this one pattern. So right now, I'm going to go back to the hi-hats, and I'm going to fill them all in because we already know we want eighth notes across the board. I'm now going to put a snare drum right here on the and of 1 on our second measure. Kick drums right here on beat 2 and the end of beat 2 of our second measure. Snare drum on the downbeat of beat 3, technically, of our second measure. And another kick drum on the and of beat 3 on that second measure. Remember, this is all one pattern. Now we need to find a place to put our retriggers to really sell this pattern as two separate measures. I really like the retriggers on the hi-hat. So I've got write mode on. We can see we've got a full grid of hi-hats. Let's figure out where to put them. I think I like so right here on the start of our second measure. So I'm going to hold pad 9 and click BPM to retrigger that twice. Here we go. That's pretty good. It definitely makes one pattern feel like two measures, doesn't it? Let's go ahead and copy the whole pattern now. So I'm going to hold right pattern and then press an empty slot where I want to paste it. How about 14 right next door? There we go. Let's go ahead and take these hi-hats here one step further, okay? So we're doubling right here, right, on pad 9. Let's go ahead and double on pad 13 as well. So hold 13, press BPM. Let's do it on 14, 15, and 16, okay? We're going to double the triggers on all of these hi-hats here. Now let's chain both of our patterns together and give it a listen. So I hold pattern, press 13, then 14. They're chained. Here we go. Nice. Let's copy our new pattern, pattern 14 now. So I'm going to hold right pattern and press 15 here. Now let's take this pattern one step further and make our final like drum fill, if you will. We're going to quadruple the triggers on pads 15 and 16 rather than just double them. So I hold pad 15. I'm going to hit BPM twice until it says T4. Same with pad 16. If we really want to spice this up, we can motion sequence in some pitch changes. So to do that, I'm going to make sure write mode is on. I'm going to hit play. Then I'm going to hold the right button down, and I'm going to try to nail some pitch changes here with knob A in real time. Here we go. That's pretty cool. Now let's chain all three of our patterns into an 8-measure, essentially, phrase. Pattern 13, pattern 14, pattern 13 again, pattern 15. Here we go. Pretty cool, right? In my opinion, the thing that makes this work are those hi-hat retriggers, because until the end, they don't really get crazy and outlandish. Most of the time, they're just used to give us access to 16th notes sequencing at 80 BPM, pretending that we're sequencing at 160. Now, admittedly, this can be a pretty difficult concept to comprehend, so don't feel bad if you don't get it on the first try. Watch this video as many times as you need to. Please feel free to leave any questions down below in the comment section. I will try to get to all of them. I do hope you found this video informative or at least entertaining. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it. If not, you can always leave a dislike. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, though, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. New content every single day. Thank you all so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.